Hi, it's Tammy with Debbie Tammy Creations, and today we are going to make a symmetrical design, and I've done a couple here so you can see how it has like these little things coming out from the side, and this one has some beads. This one has one bead in the center. I've not oxidized these yet, but I just wanted to show how this is a square, this is a teardrop, and we're going to do a similar design using an oval. So you can do this with really any type, size, or shape of stone. So today I've got a stone. This is a Larimar, and it is almost 1.5 inches long and not quite 1 inch wide. And I'm going to do it this way, so it's going to be kind of a portrait shape. I've also got you can use chain nose pliers. See, I've got tweezer nose and cutters and round nose pliers, which we really don't need for this project, and also nylon pliers. So in addition to that, you're only going to need 3 lengths. And I'm using square wire. You could do this with round wire. These are each 13 inches long. And then I've got 2 lengths, probably 5 inches of one and 4 inches of the other. This is half round, dead soft, 22 gauge wire. So to begin, also I've got a small little copper bead here. I believe it's 5 millimeters, but you know, it's really, you can do whatever size you would like. So using the longer piece of half round wire, I'm going to take my 3 lengths of square wire and find the middle. And I'm going to take this half round wire and put it underneath so that the flat side is pointing upward. And I'm just going to fold that over here on the left side to get it started. And then I'm going to start wrapping so that the flat side stays down against the wires. All right, so I'm just wrapping, keeping that flat side down so the half round side is pointing up. And I'm going to do that a few times. Really is just up to you how you want that to look. So this is going to be at the bottom of my stone. So I think that's good. I'm going to turn it to the back, and I'm going to cut these right here in the center of the back. Okay. And then I like to use my nylon draw pliers to press all of these down. Okay. And then taking it so that those sides that are pressed down are pointing up. That's what's going to be up against your stone at the bottom. So I'm going to start curving the sides upward around my stone like this. All right. And then I like to turn it over and get the very last wire, and I'm going to just curve it inward. Same thing on the other side. This just creates a little back for the stone to rest on, and those aren't very even, but it's the back. So, I mean, if you want to be picky, you can fiddle with that a little bit more. There we go. And then I take the front wire and I'm going to pull it up a bit over the top of the stone, and the same on the other side. So that we've got, let me just try to straighten this out a bit. So that we've got one wire coming across the top, one along the side of the stone, and then in the back we've got these 2 wires. So that's a total of 3. All right, and then I'd like to also take the pliers and create a little bend at the bottom right here so that it comes up and over the top of the stone. There we go. And then sometimes I push it down against the table just to get that space that's sometimes in there, fill that space up. Okay, so now we've got our stone in there. We've got one coming along the side and one along the back. Now, making sure that all of those stay stacked up in the correct order, I take my next, so you're also going to need about a length of 12 to 13 inches of half round wire. Sorry, I didn't mention that before, to make your bail. So the important thing too is that there's a little space here at the top. So that's why I made this one, that is teardrop, I made it so that the rounded part was at the top so that there could be space there for me to tuck these pieces in. All right, and you can see there's a space there too at the top of this one. So you want to make sure that you don't start your bail right next to the stone, but up higher. And then making sure that all of your wires are laying next to each other properly. I'm going to use my half round wire again, and I'm just going to start wrapping. I'm going to put this piece through, down through the middle, and then I'm going to start wrapping around all of the wires like this. Okay, and then I'm going to press them down, but there's still space there between the stone and the beginning of the bail. All right, this one I'm going to go ahead and trim back here in the back, the beginning of that, and just kind of tuck that down. Okay, and then continue wrapping this half round wire just a few times, and then we're gonna, just to stabilize everything together, but we want to separate out now these two front wires. Sometimes it's easier to see those when you turn it sideways like this. So I want this one that is coming up here from the front. So that will be this one. And on this side, it's going to be this one. And then the other two, I'm just going to bend out to the sides. Okay, so I've got my front two wires kind of out here. And I'm going to take this wire that I've been wrapping around all of them. I'm going to continue it around just these two middle front wires, making sure to keep that half round side down against the wires, right? So I'm going to continue this up until you want it kind of high, at least an inch, maybe slightly more, and then I will be back. Just another thing to be aware of is that we're going to be folding the bail forward, so you actually might want to wrap it so that the back is facing you, because that's what's going to be showing when you get finished and you bring it around to the front. So sometimes it's easier if you look at it from the back, because that's going to be your front. Okay, so I have wrapped around about an inch. I'm going to squeeze that down and cut off the excess. Then, having it facing me, I'm going to bend this forward and bring these two pieces around to the back. Pull those through. bend that. So these are going to come around from the back to the front on either side. And I'm just going to trim those off and tuck them in. So I'm going to trim those here in the front and tuck them in on the side like this. Okay. Now, I'm going to take, looking at it from the side, I'm going to take the wire that is closer to the front on the side, and I'm going to bend it forward like this so that it comes in line with the bail. And the same thing on the other side. It's going to be a little bit lower than the top of the bail, like this. Okay. And then I'm going to open these out to the sides like that. Okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this further back one, but I'm going to make it go as high as the bail. Bend it over, and I'm going to make it come in the center, so it's going to come between the two I just made. And the same thing on this side, bend it forward and in between. So now we've got these 4 pieces here coming into the middle, and I'm going to, now you could weave these together, but I am just going to connect them with some half-round wire. So I get one of my pieces of half-round wire, and flat side up, I'm going to take it underneath all 4 of those, bend it, and bring it through couple times. And making sure that it's not messing up the shape of those 4 wires as I bring it across. And I'm going to trim off the excess here and tuck this underneath. And just kind of squeeze those together. And the same thing here, just cut off in the back the excess and kind of squeeze it together. Now we've got these extra wires here, and there are different things you can do. I like to kind of open these out, so I grab hold of it with my tweezer nose, just one of these, and kind of bend the very top of it out to the side a little bit. I do that with all 4 of these. Kind of makes it look like a flower opening up. Okay. Now I did different things. So with this one, I put a little bead, it's kind of hard to see, in the center here, and then did a few extra little things. This one I put 2 beads on each because I used 21 gauge square wire. I was able to use a little bit smaller beads and get them on either side. So it's really up to you. And you can see here too, this one I made those back wires come up to the height of the bail. This one they're down a little bit lower. So really, you know, it's up to you how you want to do it. So I am going to let's see, I had a bead and I don't know where it went to, so let me find another one. I'm gonna get and get a little piece of my half round wire, and I'm gonna put the bead on it. Actually, I'm gonna do flat side facing down, and I'm gonna place it right between these two center ones, and I'm gonna wrap around these center wires. Okay, so this one I'm going to bring over and then under and around. And if you want to secure it a little better than that, you can wrap it around a couple times. Okay, and then trim. Same on this side. Oops, trim. Okay, so now we've got a bead there in the center. And let's see, with this one, let's see what I did. I made little circles. So using the smaller or the lower side ones, I'm just going to make a little circle like this and then kind of twist it so it's coming into the center there, and the same thing on this side. So making a little circle so that those are symmetrical, kind of coming into the together in the middle. Close those in. Okay, and then I'm going to bring those around to the back and trim them and tuck them in. Tuck them in around these in the back. Okay, so now we've got that, and we've got these two other wires here coming out on the sides. And you know, you can do whatever you like this one I just brought these in again and swung them around to the sides. I think I will, let's see, I think I'll make little circles again on either side like this, and press them up against the stone. All right, so then I'm just gonna take these and wrap them around to the back where I can trim. So I just trimmed and cut those and tuck them in the back, and there's a finished product. Now I just need to oxidize and it will be finished. Thanks for watching.